Welcome to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. New episodes air each weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, in thatbusinessnetwork.com. Also made available via Facebook Live and our Facebook fan page over at That Business Show. Just go to facebook.com/That Business Show and extend us a like. We greatly appreciate you helping to support the program. So today my guest is Ed Holtzman, web strategist with Artful Pussycat, where he helps business owners with web design, e-commerce, and SEO, among other areas of business development with web design as well. So Ed, welcome to the program today.
Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
So talk to us about your business and your history designing websites.
Yes, our business, we are a pretty much a full-service digital agency targeting small business customers, small business owners. I've been a website developer for 10 years. Artful Pussycat has been in operation and growing for the past 6 years. We fit that gap of when small business owners have outgrown their own grassroots attempt at online marketing. Usually the new clients that come to us are business owners that have just started to realize they're investing too much of their own personal time trying to learn the nuances of Facebook so they can increase their reach, trying to work on their own website, and every time they update it, they make it a little bit worse sometimes, and that have fallen behind in the technology, the website design technology, where they've just fallen drastically behind. They're being negatively impacted by the changes by Google as far as mobile responsive website needs, page speed rankings, because used to be, if you had good keywords, good text on your website, that's all Google cared about. Now they factor in so much more things like page load time, mobile responsiveness, customer retention time.
And those algorithms are always changing too. So as a developer, that's got to create a challenge for you. Just, how do you keep up with the change? They don't put that out there anywhere, do they?
They put a lot of it out there. Google doesn't put anything out there ahead of time.
But do they put out a report saying this no longer matters? This is what you want to focus on now?
They'll do the big picture things. They still do lots of quality algorithm changes that it's just left to the forensic SEO people to figure out, okay, there was a change. What did it affect? Let's try to analyze why things changed, why sites dropped. The big picture things like mobile responsiveness, this year it's SSL certificates. If your site does not have an SSL certificate and it has as little as a contact form on there, which is not really sensitive information that you're protecting, like credit card information, that's actually going to be an SEO ranking factor. So
you should have an SSL certificate now, even if you're not collecting payments?
If you're not collecting payments. If you have as much as an email, contact us form, or even just a login form to log into a website, to a back end. It used to be to have a little gray not secure up by the address bar.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Google Chrome is now switching to a big red not secure.
I've gotten that on one of my server sites. When I go to it, it gives me that big, red line through the HTTP, and it makes you feel like you're being hacked or something.
Exactly. And if you're a business owner that relies on conversions, you got to figure about the non-tech savvy customer that you're targeting, and you got them to your website, and they see this big red warning up there warning the site's not secure. They're going to think twice and maybe hit that back button and find somebody, your competitor, whose site is secure.
But making a site with an SSL certificate, I know with GoDaddy it's like $10 a year or something. It's not difficult, right?
It ranges from web host to web host. If you do host through us, we include it. Most hosts charge between $60 to $90 a year.
But it's not a major cost.
No, it's not a huge outlay.
And if you're taking payments, you definitely need to have that. But now you need that for all sites.
Yeah, just for peace of mind, because like I said, if you've got as much as an email collection form where you contact us, name, contact, email, and message, it sees that email on there. Google Chrome is going to throw up that big red warning, which average mother or father out there doing a little online shopping, they're going to looking for a plumber. They see that on the website, and they're going to just be scared
off. Why does Google and the other search engines change their algorithms so much? Are they trying trying to give other people a leg up on others, or is it because they just keep finding better ways to, search the web?
They keep finding better ways, and their main thing is Google, first and foremost, they want to be able to monetize things as best as possible. I mean, that's where their revenue comes from, not from search, but from advertising. Secondly, they've started basing everything off of visitor satisfaction. They can monitor trends and visitor performance so well that if they can tell if how long a visitor stays on a website and if they were satisfied with their visit by how fast they leave. So they're trying to put in implementations to make customers, the potential customers, feel more secure and find the information that they're looking for, such as the SSL certificates. They want website visitor to feel like it's a trusted source that they're about to book, whether it's e-commerce or it's just something simple as the plumber down the street that you want to come fix your toilet.
So Google knows how long you're spending on a website even without the Google Analytics code on your website. I thought you would need those.
The Google Analytics definitely gives them a much more detailed window where they can get the basics, but they especially if you're using a Chrome browser or anything built on top of Chrome like Opera and a number of the other browsers, they know your activity, how long. If you click to a site from search results and then just click back within 0.45 seconds, they know you weren't happy with that website, and they put that in the negative as far as next time they're going to rank.
Let's talk about some of the basics of SEO. Your biggest SEO benefit is the URL itself, right? For you, Artful Pussycat, people types that in to a search engine, you're probably going to come up number one.
Right.
That's the beginning of the SEO, right? The website URL, correct?
Not so much anymore. Google used to put a heavy authoritative rank on keywords in your domain, where people would get newportrichieplumber.com or something like that, where they try to get the keyword rich domains. And Google has moved away from that because they're finding that people, if they see a list of websites like that in search results, it looks kind of spammy, just like the old Yellow Page ads where you'd see all these companies trying to fit as many A's in front of their names so they can get first in Yellow Pages, quadruple A locksmith,
Right, it makes sense.
And it just looks, it doesn't build a brand identity, and it just looks kind of spammy when you see that. So Google took away that relevance. They took away that importance. So now that you're more free to use a brand name. I mean, if you don't know any better, if you weren't looking for anything in the web marketing industry and you didn't know what Artful Pussycat was, there's no real SEO value to my name except for brand recognition. So that one has backed off a little bit. Page content is your first and biggest.
I hear a lot about video. I mean, is it important to incorporate video, and does that really help SEO like everyone says?
It does. It helps SEO a little bit. Where video really has the most impact is social media, Facebook, outlets like that. That's where you keep the customer retention. You reduce what they call the bounce time. How fast. The time between when you got there and how fast you left. Video reduces that bounce time. If you can incorporate video on your website, that decreases your bounce time. And so Google sees that as, hey, this person spent longer than average on this website, so there must be something authoritative about this
probably
website.
because they're watching a video.
Yeah, so there must be something of value on that website that's keeping the people there.
Because Google can't read, what people are saying. Although I hear that's coming, that Google is going to be able to start to understand what you're saying. Is that true?
Yeah, with Google, it's definitely a big rumor mill with Google, and Google, they like to keep things secret. There's a big joke in our community is, what exactly is an algorithm? An algorithm is just a term for anything that programmers don't want you to understand. Right. So, and Google's big on that. They like to keep, they like to keep their secrets tight, and except for the big things, they'll give you a heads up. 2017, we're going to lean on SSL, so you might want to start planning.
It's incredible, what a simple search algorithm, the two guys in the garage, in the late 90s there, what that turned into in terms of a technology company. It's incredible.
Now, as far as technology company and artificial intelligence and all the other things, self-driving cars.
All they wanted was a better way to search the web.
And I can understand that. I was around I was in the IT field in the days when Google first came on and did search engines. Basically were just horrible. It was an exercise in futility.
Yeah, right. And I myself try to use some of the other search engines because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Google is not displaying like the non-mobile friendly sites, and so I'll go to Bing and I'll try to find some other ones that maybe Google is blacklisted. Is that true? Does that really help?
Yeah. Some of the other websites do still have a desktop and mobile blended index. What Google did in 2016 was their big push for mobile responsive, mobile friendly sites. That was their big ranking factor then. At the time, Google was keeping two totally different search indexes. What the robots and crawlers found on desktop views, and a totally different index of what robots and crawlers found on mobile views. So if you search from a mobile device, they'd pull the resources, pull the answers from the mobile index over here. If you search from a desktop or a laptop, it pulled from the desktop index now. As of the beginning of this year, they have totally done away with the desktop index. So they don't even index what they see as a desktop. They index what they see as mobile because
that's what everybody is using.
That's what everybody uses. I mean, it varies from industry to industry, but the average is about, no matter what your niche business is, about 70% of your traffic is coming from somebody doing this, not from a laptop, not from a desktop.
Right.
And you can see that in desktop and laptop sales as well.
And with the development and the prevalence of mobile devices with websites, it's getting to the point where less is better on websites. And then when people were developing websites 10 years ago, it was all about more content. But I'm seeing more and more websites with less and less these days.
Yes, you're seeing because of the inherent bandwidth natures of mobile devices. You're seeing a lot more cleaner design, not so graphic heavy, not such big graphics, video files, especially Flash. The Flash files. Thankfully that died a nice peaceful death. We don't have to deal with Flash on websites anymore. But yeah, the technology is definitely trending towards more mobile access, more mobile responsiveness.
Currently talking to Ed Holtzman, web strategist and owner of the Artful Pussycat. Learn more at that website, artfulpussycat.com. When we come back from a break, I'm going to have him take me through the design of a basic website for you, the business owner, the different pages you should have, and what you should have on there to get an effective conversion rate for the investment that you put into your website. So again, you're currently listening to the all-new That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
And we're back to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Talking with Ed Holtzman of the Artful Pussycat. You can learn more at that site, artfulpussycat.com, where they specialize in web design and SEO and help getting your business found in the Google rankings. And so, Ed, let's talk to us, the business owners out there and the listeners, about just a basic website, what we need, what pages we need, how much information should we be putting out there? Because really, websites don't need to have a lot of information. They just need to be a lead capture source, I think.
They need to be a lead capture source and just enough to sell and explain your services to somebody who's researching a need for that service. And it obviously varies from industry to industry, whether you're running a big e-commerce site or you're just the local neighborhood plumber who just needs to have a homepage, about us page, a services overview, and a contact page.
Like I'll see maybe a pool company go into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to clean pools, and it's almost like they're an encyclopedia on that. That's not really what consumers really want necessarily, right?
That's not necessarily what consumers want, but when done right, that's something that will help with your SEO. That's content marketing, which is something becoming very popular right now. Content marketing is providing educational information about your industry or about your services without it being a sales pitch. Just say for an example, an automotive mechanic, they might want to put up a nice long blog post about how to replace your transmission. Their customers aren't going to replace the transmission, but Google sees it as an authoritative informational step. And plus it does kind of help in a secondary sense that the customers will land on the website, see this, and realize, wow, there's no way I'm going to ever attempt changing my own transmission. I'm going to call this guy because apparently it's really hard to do, and they know how to do it. And they know how to do it so well that they can explain it to me. So it has content marketing has that benefit. It's basically providing free information with little in return, so without the sales pitch.
For an entry-level website, then, what's recommended? Take me through the pages and what should be on each of the pages.
Basically, first and foremost, your home page, something they're going to land on right away. So right when they land on it, it's got to be clean. It's got to be descriptive, who you are, what you do, and as close to the top as possible, a call to action, a very prominent call to action, and that varies from website to website. If it's e-commerce, you want to get them to the store right away. You want to get them to your sale items right away.
Somebody told me once with websites, it is what is it that you want them to do when they come to your site? That should be crystal clear.
Right.
When you come to the site, what is it you want me to do now that I'm on your site?
You want to plan your website in around what your predicted customer, what you want them to do. Whether it's to pick up a phone call, make a call, subscribe to your email list, or go right to your e-commerce shop and start browsing the specials. So you need to have a prominent call to action high in the page before the meat and potatoes of the overview of what you do. Try to get something in there to, if you're not selling anything, at least get somebody to sign up to your newsletter, because when you weigh social media marketing, Twitter, Facebook, all the other outlets versus email marketing has the highest success rate, the most viewed, the most
when done effectively, though.
When done effectively.
You can't just go out and collect thousands of emails from different lists.
You want to make sure you're collecting drafting emails from somebody who's going to be interested in
Right, a
what
person that
you
has a
want.
relationship with you because they came to your site or you did business with them.
Right, you
And
know,
I
if-
myself love email marketing. It's easy and you can reach somebody.
It's easy, and the reach is potential. The basic rule of thumb that the statistics show is if you have an audience of 2,000 people, let's say you have 2,000 followers on Twitter, and you send out a message on Twitter to your 2,000 followers, 40 of your followers are going to see that message out of the 2,000. Now, if you have a Facebook page and you have 2,000 likes on that Facebook page, you put out a message from your Facebook page, 140 people out of those 2,000 are going to see your message. And by seeing, that means, it could just mean scrolling by in their newsfeed. That doesn't mean clicking on it, liking it, commenting on it, taking any kind of action. Now, if you have an email subscriber list of 2,000 people, when you send out that newsletter, the average was 820 people will not only see that newsletter, but will actually take the time to open it. Now, that blows social media metrics out of the water. And if you correctly craft the newsletter just by using token placeholders, so that you put a special little character in the subject line, so that the email says, hey Jamie, you got to check this out, or hey Ed, you got to check this out. Same email. Your open rate right away goes up 23%. Not saying that social media marketing doesn't have its place. It's definitely great for brand recognition, repeating stuff all the time out there to get your logo out there, your face out there, and to drive people to sign up to your
I see a lot of
subscriber list.
online marketers these days that don't even have websites. They use sources of pages like lead pages to set up just landing pages, just different
Correct.
landing pages.
Yeah, and that works fantastic for people that are marketing a digital medium or service-based medium, such as online coaching, consulting, selling books. You can get away with having everything just on landing pages and not having a website per se, and just use the social media outlets to drive everybody
That's what I was
there.
getting at earlier, where I'm seeing less and less on sites and more lead capture, at least the ones that are converting, versus the people that are loading you with a lot of information and maybe overwhelming the client with flash and fancy graphics, when really simple is, give me your email, here's a free product, and They're
Yes.
trying to take you through that lead funnel or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Take you through the lead funnel, and you notice on these lead pages, there's zero distractions. There's no menu bar up at the top to give you other options of pages to go to. You land there. It's got their logo. It's got the meat and potatoes of what they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
And here's your offer. Sign up for more information, or sign up for this free webinar because it's going to expire in 24 hours.
I think some website owners just get all caught up with the bells and the whistles and how flashy and cool it looks, but really they're stepping on their own feet because clients are like, whatever, it's been done before. It's not that big of a
Right.
deal.
Yeah. You can definitely go overboard with the flash, and like I said, it varies from industry to industry. If you're a local-based business that depends on either local foot traffic or local phone traffic to generate most of your revenue, the website is the way to go. If you're an international marketer selling, books, classes, times, coaching, anything like that, you can get away with having no website whatsoever, other than a website that has your domain name for search engine purposes and a basic about you.
Right.
But you can do a lot with the lead pages.
How big a player is Google AdWords in the business of getting people to your website? Years ago, I heard about that all the time. I don't hear that as much these days.
It's actually very powerful. It's very powerful if you know what you're doing. And once again, that's where a lot of my new onboarding clients come in, is they saw on Facebook you can take a free webinar, learn about Google advertising, and spent $1,000 over the past year on Google AdWords, not knowing what they were doing. It might have had 3 clicks through to their website with no confirmed calls.
Right.
So it's a matter of knowing how to structure the ad, target the ad, word the ad to catch the user's attention, and mainly how to target your desired audience, whether demographically, geographically. And these business owners that want to get into it, obviously it's a new venture to them, so they want to try it themselves, and they'll end up losing a lot of time and
How do the
sometimes a lot of money.
different social media platforms help drive business to your website? I remember somebody once years ago said, "Oh, you want to be on Google Plus because you post stuff on Google. That's their algorithm. They're going to promote their own, their page or social media." Is that true, or is there one that ranks over the other? Because of that?
They all have their little perks and benefits and quirks. Google Plus, if you go there as an end user looking for information to network with other people, it's mostly a ghost town. It's mostly a ghost town of marketers. The great benefit of Google Plus, anything you post on there gets indexed almost immediately by Google.
Right.
So it's amazing for SEO. So if you have a new page or a new service or a new blog post that you want to get indexed and showing up in search results fast, publish it on Google Plus.
But it's not. I mean, but the program, the product itself isn't a top social media site. I mean, Facebook, Twitter, all those.
Yeah, as far as the traffic numbers, I mean, the visitors that actually go there looking for something or looking to network with people, the traffic numbers are just.
I've never been a fan of it. I thought it's kind of put together, kind of confusing.
Same here.
I don't like it, but then people do say though it will benefit your website and your SEO. So
Yeah.
if nothing else, post stuff to it.
Yeah,
for
if
the
nothing
search
else,
engines.
post to Google Plus, and it works around hashtags as well. So hashtag your post on Google Plus, and it will get you indexed immediately.
When you make changes to the SEOs and what keywords used in the background, how soon should you see that change in the search engines? Meaning, how soon do I know if it worked or not?
If it's an established site that's already crawled by Google, indexed fully by Google, and Google has a set schedule of how often it comes back and re-indexes your site, if you make changes, you should see that within a day or two. If it's a brand new site that really hasn't been fully indexed yet, you could be waiting months to see a change reflected.
But for the average business owner, they shouldn't mess with that. They should hire professionals such as yourself,
Yes.
because you know how to do the research on keywords and for SEO.
Right, and some people might try to keyword or change the name of the page URL. So it's like mydomain.com, myfantasticservices.html, and they'll get in there, try to juggle the keywords and learn that, hey, maybe a couple keywords in the URL will help me out. So they change that URL to mydiscountedservices.html.
Right.
What you just did is now, if that page was indexed in Google, now every time Google goes to that page, it's non-existent anymore in their eyes. That URL is not there because the link has been changed.
Yeah.
So it generates 404 errors. If Google starts seeing a whole bunch of 404 errors in your website, every time it crawls, you start dropping down the search engine rankings because your competitor across town has no errors in their crawl log. You got tons of errors in your crawl log. You created them with good intentions, but you didn't really know the implications of doing that.
Well, good information. Ed Holtzman, web strategist and owner of Artful Pussycat. Thank you so much for being with me today on the program.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jamie.
Absolutely. And again, he's based here in Tampa Bay. You can reach out to him at artfulpussycat.com or 727-493-4808. Again, 727-493-4808. And you've been listening to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.